This is the story of a poor but clever boy named Suman, who had no one in this world. So he made a living for himself by working at a roadside dhaba in the village. Suman was poor but generous. Every day he made sure to share a portion of his meal with his fish friend.
How are you, my friend? Huh? Huh?
Suman?
While working diligently at the dhaba, a cunning thief named Chantu notices him and asks Suman to come with him.
What do I have to do?
You just have to relax for 40 days, eat and drink, and then work a little on the 41st day. In return for which, I will give you 10 gold coins. One before the work and the other after its completion. Tell me, did you like my offer?
Suman gets excited after hearing a great offer. He immediately leaves his work at the dhaba and sets off with Chantu.
Your days of leisure have begun. Eat whatever you want and sleep. Wake up, eat, roam around, eat again, then sleep.
One day has passed. Huh? Huh?
After 40 days of quarantine, Suman's day of work finally arrived. That was the 41st day. And as promised, Chantu gave Suman one gold coin before the work and took him along with him. As they walked, they reached near the mountain of a dense jungle, below which a deep river was flowing.
The fruits in this jungle are priceless. I want to take many fruits from here, but I don't know how many can fit in this bag. Can you sit inside this bag so that I can get an idea of how much weight it can carry?
Sure, why not? What are you doing? Get me out of here!
It's just a matter of 2 minutes. Anyway, I have fed you and taken care of you for so many days. Now you can't refuse.
Hey, get me out of here! What are you doing? Help! Help! Is anyone there? Save me!
Ah, very good.
Save me! Uncle, get me out of here!
Don't be afraid. Just throw as much treasure as you can from the treasures around you. Throw the treasure, then I'll show you the way.
Now tell me, Uncle.
Foolish child, can't you see the skeletons and the empty bags lying around you? Many others before you have also become the food of that vulture. And now it's your turn.
No, why are you doing this? Uncle! if I jump into the river, at least there's some hope of survival. Here, these vultures will surely tear me apart and eat me alive. Ah! Ah!
This was the same river that flowed through his village.
Save me!
And do you remember the fish from the beginning of the story, whom Suman used to feed? If the river is the same, then the home of that fish must also be this river, right? Finally, she reached on time to save her friend.
Thank you, my friend. Today I have nothing to feed you. Huh?
Many days passed after this incident. Then one day, the trickster Chantu returns to the village in search of his next prey. When he spots Suman there, upon seeing him, he is left surprised.
You? How did you return from the mountain?
Suman was very clever. So this time he devised a plan to trap the trickster Chantu.
It was quite easy. As soon as you left me and I managed to escape from the vulture, I found a cave which goes straight down under the mountain. I just followed it to run away.
Oh, then I can take away all the treasure through that cave. Suman, my boy, forgive me, dear.
Oh.
I'm your uncle after all.
Oh.
You didn't tell anyone about the location of that cave, did you?
Not yet.
Well done. So, can you tell me the way to that cave? In return, I will give you so much money that your living expenses, food, everything will be taken care of.
Oh, but this time you won't deceive me, will you?
No, never.
This way, they made a deal. And once again, they reached the same mountain. But this time, Chantu himself carries the bag and heads to the top of the mountain.
Wow, so much gold! Yay! The treasure! And where is the cave? What's the way to the cave? I can't see any cave here! Where is the cave?
What cave? Which cave?
2 2s are 4! Have you lost your memory?
Oh dear uncle, you turned out to be quite naive. Just like how you sent me and many others there to become the vulture's meal, you fell into the same trap. There's no cave up there.
What? You fooled me! I'm trapped here due to my greed! Save me!
To save Suman from drowning in the river, he had his fish friend. But there was no one here to save Chantu, as he had spent his life deceiving people. So, there was no one to save him in the end. Once, all the goddesses accused Goddess Lakshmi of not staying in one place because she kept traveling from one person to another. Then, Goddess Lakshmi said,
Those who respect me spend their wealth wisely, work hard. I never ever leave them. But unfortunately, those whom I chose to stay with, they start behaving strangely.
The other goddesses considered Goddess Lakshmi's response as an excuse. And there was no other option left for her besides proving her point. The livelihood of Ramu's family depended on the cultivation of this piece of land.
Open it quickly. I'm hungry. Mummy, there are no vegetables again.
Until the vegetables grow in the field, I'll eat bread with this mango.
Mango? I want it! I want it!
Ramu's family was poor, but still they were happy. And today their happiness was going to multiply tenfold. The blessings of Goddess of Wealth, Lakshmi, showered upon them in such abundance that there was no limit to their happiness. Rani was at home guarding the treasure, and Ramu was in the field. But if there's treasure at home, how would Ramu feel about working hard in the scorching sun?
Leave it! Leave it! Leave it! Leave my coins! Leave my coins!
With wealth also comes the fear of theft. That same fear was also in Ramu's mind.
You have come so early.
This house is not safe for us now, Rani.
Then what?
After finding the coins, Ramu built a grand house and started living a life of luxury and comfort. Now Ramu wasn't the same Ramu as before. His days changed with the grace of Goddess Lakshmi. Now he was the richest man in Vijayanagar.
Ramu, look what I have brought for you, Mani's honey.
It's rice.
Rice? Just rice? Ramu, you are so observant. These are not just rice grains. They are pearls. Look how they sparkle. I have specially brought them for you, Mani's honey.
But the storehouse is already filled with grains.
Distribute it among the poor and earn blessings, dear. How can Ramu eat the stored grains? Right, sir?
You're right. You're absolutely right.
What are you looking at? Get the grains out of the cart quickly, Mani's honey.
Udanka, here are your coins. Oh, Manu, what have you brought?
What can I bring for you? I am your servant. I am here to serve you. I thought of showing you some real muslin and velvet fabric that came from
Show
a
me.
distant land. Ah. Yeah. Yeah.
Ramu didn't earn this wealth from his hard work, so he kept spending it recklessly. He would give. He would give as much as someone asked for. Eventually, Ramu's wealth exhausted, but not his vices.
We will take our money later, sir.
Debts had to be paid someday. And finally, that day arrived.
What? Just one coin? But you owe me more than that, sir. Money is honey.
I only have this much left.
You still have a lot, Ramu, sir.
In exchange for his debt, Udanka took away Ramu's belongings and the horse cart from his house.
If you did not have the courage to repay, then why did you take my products? You were trying to become a big shot, right? Now take it off. Take away all the belongings.
Ramu showed neither foresightedness nor wisdom in spending his wealth. But now he had realized his mistake.
You don't even have a single coin, and yet you are sitting on the throne. Come on, get up.
Hey, wait!
My boss has asked me to take away all the belongings. Stay away.
No! Our days of luxury are over, Rani.
We didn't value the wealth we got for free. That's why Goddess Lakshmi got upset with us.
All's well that ends well. Ramu and Rani learned from their mistakes and started working hard once again. Ramu's efforts paid off, and Goddess Lakshmi once again became happy with Ramu's hard work. And the goddesses got their answer that Goddess Lakshmi doesn't stay in one house for too long because people stop valuing her. Jaidev was a poor laborer. His only property was his horse, which he loved very much. And it was also his sole means of livelihood. However, due to debts, he had to mortgage his horse to the miserly Udanka for a few coins. Jaidev worked hard day and night to collect coins. And after a few days, when he had gathered enough coins through his relentless efforts, he happily went to Udanka with the coins to get back his beloved horse.
Take all your coins. Now just return my horse. Where is he? Where is my dear horse? Why can't I see him?
Your horse! How beautiful and lovely it was! I tried my best, but this is all I could save.
What are you saying? And what is this?
Your horse?
What?
Only his tail is left. The rest has been eaten by the wolf. Forgive me. I couldn't save your horse. This tail is what remains of him.
My dear horse.
Now this is called money for money and added interest.
Oh, yes. I forgot to mention. This is Veervara, Jaydev's best friend. And quite clever too.
Jaydev, my friend, what happened? Why are you crying?
Veervara, my friend, what should I do? Tell me. My horse, my beloved horse, is no more. And I'm so unfortunate that I couldn't even see him properly for the last time.
What? But how? What's this?
My horse's tail.
Tail? And where is the rest of the horse?
The wolf ate him. Only this tail is left. Udanka tried hard, but couldn't save him.
What, that miser Udanka?
Yes, I had mortgaged the horse to him. Now I'm feeling very guilty for mortgaging my poor horse.
To Udanka? And why did the wolf leave just the tail? There must be something fishy. I'm so sorry for your loss, my friend. But don't worry. I will bring you the horse back. This is my promise. Just give me this tail.
Tail? But why? This is the only remaining part of my horse.
Trust me, my friend.
I don't know what you're going to do, but my friend, I have complete trust in you and your intelligence.
I've promised, Jaydev. But where do I start searching for the horse? Who is there? Who is there? Huh? Udanka? Think of the devil and the devil is here. Udanka? And this horse belongs to Jaydev. My suspicion was correct. But this time, in his greed, he has messed with the wrong person. Hmm? Yes, this idea might work. Oh, come out! Come out! Come on, bring the treasure! Quickly bring the treasure!
Oh, treasure? What did you say? Treasure?
No, I didn't say anything like that.
No, I heard. Just now, you said Udanka's ears can never be deceived in this matter. Money is honey. And what are you pulling out of the hole?
You're quite clever. Now I have to tell you. My magical horse has entered this hole. And look at his tantrums. He's not ready to come out.
Magical horse? How can a horse be magical, huh?
Yes, it absolutely can happen. Look here, look at his tail. This horse has the unique ability to sniff out treasure from anywhere. It seems there is a big treasure hidden in this hole. So he went inside. Now if he comes out quickly, the treasure will be in my hands. And all my sorrows will be gone.
Treasure! Oh, awesome!
Sir? Sir, do you have a bag?
I do have a bag, but it has a big hole and not useful for anything. But I have a horse. He runs very fast. If you want, you can take my horse to your village and bring a bag. Meanwhile, I'll keep an eye on this treasure. I mean the tail.
Yes, please come here and hold this tail.
Veervara immediately takes Udanka's horse and leaves from there. Udanka mysteriously laughs at him.
He was trying to act clever with me. Now the treasure will be mine, and so will his horse. Money is hard. Oh. What is this? Where is the horse? Where is the treasure? Oh, no! Oh no! This is the same tail. He played my trick on me. He made a fool out of me.
Meanwhile, Veervara goes straight to Jaidev with the horse.
My horse, my dear horse, now I will never let you go away from me again. Thank you, my friend. What would have happened to me if you were not there? You are my true friend. You have the solution for every problem.
No need to say that, friend. Friendship is not just a duty, it's a responsibility. Now take care of your horse, or else I'll take him away with me.
If you like this video, subscribe to our channel Murthy Media.